We're here today to launch IABC, Inspiring Athletes Building Careers. Our whole purpose is to help the underserved children, the academic athlete. We're here today because we want everyone to know what services we're here to offer and how we plan on reaching the community and assisting the children. However, we believe with our nonprofit that we'll be able to reach the children and help teach them how to play the game of life on and off the field. First, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has come out today. This is what word do I want to use? Because if anybody knows me, they know I'm intentional with my words. So this is a more than special or important day for me, but I just want to say thank you to everyone for coming out. So IABC, Inspiring Athletes Building Careers. We decided to launch this nonprofit. It's to help the underserved children in the community, DC, Maryland, and with hopes to take it to the different states, North Carolina, South Carolina, and even hopefully California. So the purpose of our nonprofit is to reach the children that actually are involved in sports or engaged in sports, but might have challenges academically and even mentally. We know that there's been a lot of systematic trauma in our community, so our nonprofit is here to help holistically, not just one area, get the child in sports and then they collapse because their mental health is off or their academics are off, which anyone that knows your academics have to be in place in order to play in sports. So our nonprofit is here to help holistically. And I have a couple of people that played a very big part in my son's life, who is Ian Clements. He's not here today because he's actually out in the streets recruiting himself. We did get him on FaceTime for a minute. He was driving either to or back from Georgia, and so he's not able to be here today. However, we have Dion Galat. We have Coach T, Coach Ryan, even Mr. B. And if I could say it in order, Mr. B was with Ian when he was little, like about 4 years old. Coach Dion was with Ian at the same age. And just to tell a funny story, Ian always played football. And then one day, I call him Dion, but Coach Dion said, "Oh, well, come on, the church want to start a baseball team. Can Ian come play?" And I was like, "Sure, go ahead, take him with you, I guess, you know." So he took him with him, and he never stopped playing baseball. I mean, the bat probably was bigger than him. And from that point on, he went through elementary, middle school. Coach T, Coach Ryan took Ian up under his wing, and just a great example of what our nonprofit can offer. Because anyone that knows trying to navigate through the system with even getting into a great high school is really challenging. So that's one of our other goals, is to ensure that every child that we get will help them get into, I don't want to say a better, but better high school than just the local high school. Even help fund the tuition or whatever they need, whatever the need is. That's what we're here to do. So, Mr. B, I wanted to say thank you for showing up. It means everything to me. Dion is actually part of the nonprofit. He's on the board of directors, so at this time I would ask if he would come up and say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, BB. I'm gonna move this microphone up just a tad, so I think I'm a little bit taller than you. Well, giving all the God all the honor and glory for this opportunity to be here today. I was sitting there thinking, and I also want to thank my wife and even my cousin for supporting me today. I was just sitting there thinking, how did I end up here doing this and being here at Lake Presidential and being involved with IABC today. And it's funny that Mr. B walked through the door because I'm not a baseball coach. or a baseball player. My greatest achievement in life is being a great dad. And I ended up coaching baseball because I was a dad supporting my son when he started playing baseball. And what happened is that Mr. B didn't have enough coaches. and so he kind of looked around in the audience and said, I need a dad to fulfill a role. And I don't know if it was the Holy Spirit or a spirit or whatever it was. Right. Moved upon him to ask me to be the baseball coach at Marlboro at the time. And I told him, I don't know anything about baseball, but I can figure it out. And so I figured it out and started coaching baseball at Marlboro, and then we moved on to our church having its own baseball team, and that's when I introduced Ian. We need some players, so come on out, let's play baseball. I can show you what I know probably in about 10 minutes because I didn't know a lot. And then that started our relationship, and Ian and obviously the family is our family as well. Our kids are best friends. They've been friends since preschool. They still communicate. I think Ian was just up here maybe last week. Yeah, last week. And it's just amazing what God has done with them and through sports. And so I just wanted to speak briefly about the transition from sports to academics to building a career. Again, I have two children, a daughter and a son. My son, I recommend that all parents put their kids in every sport and allow them to gravitate to the sport that calls them. My son did play baseball, but baseball didn't call him. He's a football player, and so he played football locally at Marlboro, then at Forestville, then at Spirit of Faith Christian Center, Warriors, and went on to high school at Annapolis Area Christian School and finished at Riverdale Baptist. He just finished his college career playing at Morgan State and Bowie State, and is now following and chasing his professional football career. He was at the rookie minicamp for the Washington Commanders and the rookie minicamp for the Baltimore Ravens. He'll be next week in the XFL Combine in Dallas, Texas. So he's still chasing his dream. But what athletics did for him is allowed him an opportunity to get a great education, both in high school. It also allowed him the opportunity to get a free education through his undergraduate, and he's a semester away from his graduate degree as well. He didn't go to school this spring semester to finish out because he's chasing that dream right now, but he can go back. He only has like 3 classes to finish out. So he's very close to his dream, and athletics help propel him to that dream, and then obviously a career will follow. My daughter, as well as playing a sport that I didn't know anything about, which is lacrosse. And she got introduced to lacrosse because we were tired of doing track and field. We did track and field for years, and she was good at it. We went to the Junior Olympics, and we said, we can't sit out here all day long in this heat and do this for 10 more years while you're in school. So we need to find you a new sport. And I said, they're doing a coaching clinic at University of Maryland for lacrosse, and we're taking you. And my daughter cried the entire way there. All the way there. Buckets of tears. And so we weren't moved. She went through the clinic. And then after the clinic, we asked her how she liked it. And she said, I want to go back next week. So she went back next week. She plays lacrosse now in college. She's at the University of Virginia College at Wise. She's going to be a junior this year. She was a preseason all conference. Her freshman year, she was all conference at the end of the season as well. And she's studying administration of law, looking to follow up with a law degree. So again, the athletics has led to a career. So IABC was a easy transition, and it kind of fit right in. So I can't say that I know a whole lot or I'm an expert at anything other than being a dad, a concerned dad, and concerned about our community. And I'm good at that. We've made mistakes in our career in our raising our own children so we can talk to those mistakes. And we've made some good accomplishments as well. Obviously, we have 2 kids that have gone on to play college athletics and get their degrees as well. So those experiences are what we hope to bring to IABC. And then I think I have a natural gift with children. Sometimes I'm in stores, and if you're ever looking for your child, he's probably showing me a magic trick or his muscles or something, because kids always kind of find their way to me in the store. So, and my wife is nodding her head because it always happens. Little boys are kicking soccer balls at me for no reason. So that's what happens. But it's amazing how small our community is as well, because I had no idea that Mr. B would be here or Coach T would be here. I now announce games at Riverdale Baptist School. And so I'm the voice there, so I still try to stay as connected as I can be with our youth, and look forward to continuing to do so with IABC. So thank you, BB, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Coach T?
Thank you, BB. Appreciate you inviting me and my son here for this great, nonprofit thing. Dion had to look twice, but you dropped a few there, buddy. Looking good. But he is a blessing at Riverdale Baptist. With his announcing, he'll pray before games. Just always a word of encouragement. And appreciate your ministry there, Coach B. I appreciate you making Coach Ryan and myself job a little easier, coaching them up, and we just have to write a lineup by the time they're done with you. But this is feel right at home here with BB and Grandma and Mr. Grandpa. He's in heaven watching, but I still see your 2 seats on the right between the bleachers watching the game. We made sure you stayed behind the nets there so you wouldn't get hit with the foul balls. Oh, such a lot of love here, but. Ian and at the Kim and everybody. Where is G over there? There he is. But we got to count Maddie and Z and Ian. We got 3 guys here that we could write 1/3 of a lineup already. But you talk about a lot of wins. So blessed. But Ryan, who's I consider one of the top coaches and recruiters in the entire area, just came off winning or going to the championship in the regionals at George Mason, beat the University of Maryland. I sat down, but anyway, you say a wise son makes a glad father, and any fathers in here attest to that. And let's just say I'm very, very happy, very glad, very blessed. Ryan, his brother as well, but got to coach with Ryan. So I just remember 2 years ago not 2 years, but back in 16 or 17, Ryan was, I don't know how Ian came, if you knew him before he came, how you recruited him here, but, I just, love looking at these pictures and that smile, that he has, but he was very intense, very passionate. I coached first at that time. Ryan kicked me out of third base box and took over the head job. And in those 2 years that Ian played, I think they were like 65-4 in 2 seasons. So a lot of W's there, but always more than the W's. Is the lessons the life lessons that they learn, and how God works in their hearts. And Ian came. He had he was pretty intense, but sometimes he would around first base. I'd almost have to put a rope to drag him back. He was, full speed. But he was a natural born leader that we saw even at that time, and we just had to channel it. And Coach Ryan did a great job, with that. And I knew early on. For this nonprofit that Ian would, and with BB, push him along, but God put the desire in his heart to do this. But I knew early on at the camps that we had, he was like a Pied Piper with the little kids always following him around, and he would, they just looked up to him, and I knew he would be, God was going to do something great in his life. I think we'll carry on the same, the same inspiration, the strength that he drew upon from Grandma and Grandpa and you, and a desire to want to, just want to be the best. And I think he's going to carry over this in this nonprofit. And I'm just thrilled. Me and Ryan was asking me, is there something we can give to get this started? We want to. But we're going to support you in any way we can. So, and I hope everybody else gets on board here. But appreciate you again inviting us, and we'll get the real coach up here.
Oh, yeah, Coach Ryan.
And then Coach B. Love you, B.
Watch out.
I think you're a son of a coach when you walk up to speak and he smacks you on your rear end like you just got to base it. So I appreciate it, man. My wife asked me the other day, we play pickleball. She said, "Did you just good game me?" I said, maybe my excuse for getting in a touch, but no, just wanted to obviously thank the people that had a part in Ian's life, especially in the sport of baseball before we got him, because his character wasn't grown just through his couple years at Riverdale. It was, you are who you hang around, and when you hang around good people, they pour life into you, and you become a young man of value. And it goes, without saying that the big part of that comes from that huge smile on my left, and Grandma, who we had so many great memories, and Granddad as well. Got my wife here. We got 2 little girls. It's been boys. Me and my brother, he's a cage fighter. Dad told him he belonged in a cage growing up, and now he's fighting in one. And so now I think the Lord gave me a couple little girls to hit a soft spot, man. And if you saw me at home, you probably wouldn't recognize me, but I agree with with Coach D over there, just in terms of your greatest accomplishment is being a father, man, and being an example to your little ones, and hoping that you instill values that go far past any sport or any game. And got G over there, and Mama Mac had the privilege of having both of their sons as well, and just had a ton of fun. I tell people all the time, our practices weren't just baseball. It was, at times it was a small Bible study. And as much as we felt like we invested in them, I'm telling you, like walking into this room and getting a hug here and a hug there, you could just feel the Spirit, filling you. And just, it comes from a genuine building of relationships. And I think at the end of the day, when your life is all said and done, it's about how did you add value into others? How did you treat people? How did you lift them up? How did you make them feel? And I think of Ian, I think when we used to recruit at Riverdale, so when we would have kids come shadow, I would just say, hey, I got a guy that you're going to walk around with. He probably deserves more credit for getting players in than I do, because I knew that he would take them around and show them the core values that our program represented, and it came in a genuine way. So coaches, man, just really, really appreciate the part. I saw your son throw a football, and I think I asked him if he had any innings on the mound because of the way he could spin that football, always looking, for the next best arm. But you look at the plaque down there says Captain and Leadership Award, and that, to me, that's one of the highest compliments that a coach can give you, because your leadership really comes from your consistency, And Ian, one of the best stories I have is we had a pitcher on the mound from Puerto Rico. His name was Harold Cortillo, and Harold at times, got emotional, and Dad would say his thumb went in his mouth when it wasn't going his way, and not too many people outside the coaches said much to Harold. And I remember Ian's, and that mask went up, and he called time to the umpire, and he ran out to the mound, and we have a picture of it. It's actually in my office, and I share this with college players I recruit. He grabbed Harold by the bill of the cap, and I can't tell you exactly the words that came out of his mouth, but it was probably something along, get your head out of your rear end, and let's go to work. And I remember that look in Harold's eye, that somebody with conviction that didn't necessarily want to be liked, but wanted to be respected, And so his actions at camp, his actions in the classroom, where I know Mama didn't play, and if he didn't have a certain GPA, I was sweating. I was calling the Spanish teacher, praying Ian had a 3.0, because we couldn't afford to lose him. I remember seeing him. He played for McNamara, and we coached against him. And I just remember seeing his energy in his life. And, so many times these kind of young men came through our program through prayer. And it was God, bring the ones you want to bring and take the ones you want to take. And we were fortunate to have a small part in his life, and that we're pumped. He's coaching, I'm 41 now, man. It's crazy. He's in Georgia. If you don't know about Georgia, he's sweating his butt off driving back and forth, trying to find the next, Ian Clements, and there's just not too many like him, man. We were really, really grateful to play a part, and we're gonna pump this in any way it can, and he's gonna have a spot in my program, when the Lord names that one day. So thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Next, I'm going to ask William.
Ran out of people to talk to, so. That's what it is.
What?
Ran out of people to talk to, so.
No.
How y'all doing? My name is William Fairfax. I'm gonna come from a different aspect. I coach basketball. Been coaching basketball for years. Obviously, I'm tall, and I ain't want to play no more, so I'm doing this. So I coached boys forever. Then I had a girl. I had my own child. It was a girl. This man, Mr. B, right here, I think he deserves a round of applause because. Oh, let me finish. Any pro, girl or boy in any sport that's come through Upper Marlboro has come through that man. Y'all hear me? That's real talk. Never asked for any recognition. Now, how I met him was I took my son to play basketball for Upper Marlboro, and I had my daughter with me. And my son wasn't a basketball player. We found that out real quick. So I got tired of chasing around the gym, so I was leaving, and my daughter had the ball. And this man said, "Hey, man, that's your ball player right there. Bring her back." So that developed the whole program. And through this man's leadership, what I learned from him, I started my own AAU program. I got girls that's playing WNBA. I got girls that's working in the WNBA. I got plenty of girls college scholarships, which was the goal. We didn't have a program like IABC. Where this program is going to come in is going to be very detrimental. I can remember a time when I was coaching boys, I had to basically take this kid from his mother because his mother was a dope fiend. And I left him at my house. I basically kidnapped him. We ain't had to go through no papers or nothing like that back in the day because it was easy. Got him in school. This kid now is a D1 head coach. All right, got drafted by Minnesota. He didn't make it in basketball, but he made it in life. What I'm going to say right now is the program IABC is going to be so helpful now because kids can make money playing high school and college sports right now. But if you give a kid a bunch of money that don't know what to do with it, what you think will happen? We're going to see Zion Williams and people like that. And I'm not trying to be funny, but that's the kind of stuff that happens. So we need a program like IABC. Now, when I met this kid, he was 14 years old. I thought he was a quiet, normal kid. I hate baseball, all right? I hated baseball. So I went to a baseball game, and I saw this other kid. His name was Ian, but it was a whole different kid. I mean, the passion that he had for the game, he didn't talk much. But out there in that field, that man, and he took control of the game. And what I learned from this kid was he put his all into this sport. Sport ain't over for him. I think the sport got more to give him. But the leadership that a program like IABC can have, it's going to be detrimental, especially when it comes to underserved, and the underserved female as well. Like, let's take Angel Reese. She's going to make more money right now than she's going to make when she go pro. It's just that simple. Therefore, that's things that we have to do right now. IABC is going to be a draft. You're going to pick your own kids. You push them through a program. But the first thing you're going to need is money. So this is the first start of the fundraising event. She's going to need money. The program's going to need money to get these kids through these better programs. And when she said better schools, not that these schools are bad, but most people don't know most public schools are funded by the area you live in from income tax. So let's make it fair. I watched Riverdale baseball have the #1 team in the country for years. But guess what? When the Tulips left, the program left. The school's still here. The baseball program right now sucks. Because you took the leaders away. I mean, they was #1 in the country. You could look at it. I went to DeMatha Catholic High School, me and my man Kevin. They didn't want to play Riverdale. They was afraid to play Riverdale. Not no more. Where they at? So it's gonna take IABC. I'm gonna close with that. They need some money so we can get these kids in a better program so we can make these kids winners. If it wasn't for schools like DeMatha, I don't know where I would be. Well, I know I would be, but a little different. Thank you, and thanks for inviting.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Before I play, excuse me. Before I play the video that Ian made, because even though he couldn't be here, he did FaceTime in a little while ago, but he was super busy driving on the road, trying to put the phone up to his ear. But just like everyone said, that's just the type of young man that he is. I'll figure it out in a second. I'm not going to let that be a distraction. But it was something else that I wanted to add. One thing that I learned about Ian as a parent, you raise your children when they're young, but then when they get to a certain age, it's a different type of rearing that you're doing. It's more or less like a support where you have to offer suggestions and things of that nature. But Brittany, who's so, I love her with everything. She was one of my greatest support systems when my son was little. Quiet behind the scene, but whatever I needed, she was always there, and she's still here. So I just wanted to say thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to my sissy and my brother, Kim and Garrick. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that came. One of the other things is that when my father and my mom, they always came to every one of Ian's games. And one of my biggest things that I've been thinking about the whole time I've been working with Ian, and we've been talking back and forth about building and establishing this nonprofit, is how excited his papa would be about this, because that man, he lived, breathed, and enjoyed his life. And I believe life was extended to him because he was able to come out and see life. And without acknowledging that would be almost a slap in God's face, because just because he's not physically here doesn't mean that he's not living on through the legacy of Ian. And my mom, who's been supportive through everything. Yeah. Like, this is a true soldier right here. We just celebrated her 85th birthday 2 weeks ago. And it just wouldn't be right for me not to say thank you. I'm gonna get this thank you video together real quick.
I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out and supporting IABC. It's been a great time being able to work alongside my mom to create something as special as this. Ever since high school, I've always wanted the underserved youth coming up in the world today to know that there is a way, never give up, and you put on this earth to be something special. Also, I wanted to thank my coaches, trainers, family, and friends for being a part of this journey with me and making the man that I am today.
Oh, okay. But it meant a lot for him to be able to do that, because like Coach Ryan said, he was literally in Georgia scouting other children, and he was like, "Ma, I gotta be there some kind of way." So he took the time, did the video behind the door, by the door. So it was important for me to share that. If we have any questions, we can do Q&A, but everybody can get something to eat while we're doing Q&A. I would welcome any questions. Oh, okay. If you have any. If not, eat up, enjoy, and thank you. No, thank you from the Kim.
Yes. What future events do you guys have coming up?
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so as far as events, or do you mean like us going out to the schools?
Whatever future activities that you guys can have.
Okay, so myself and my team, starting August, as everyone knows, the school system will start back up, DC school system. We're not excluding Maryland, but we're targeting DC right now. We're going to go to the middle schools and meet with the guidance counselor, the athletic director, and the students, I guess, if they allow us to break it up in ages. But that's our goal, is to hit the schools in August so that we can start getting the children that will participate in the program. As far as future events, we have something big coming up.
Fundraisers.
Yes.
Things of that nature.
Yeah, we'll do a couple of fundraisers before January. And the purpose of the fundraisers are, so anyone that knows anything about the schools and getting into the different programs when it comes to athletics, a lot of students, let's say if we took a 8th grader that's getting ready to go to 9th grade, the 8th grader would need money for application fees or things of that nature to apply to the different NCAA schools like the St. John's or the Gonzagas or the DeMathas and things of that nature. So we're going to have a couple of fundraisers coming up so that once we get our core group, we can help them with the registration fees or application fees, whatever they need help with. And anything else?
So we can find those upcoming events.
Upcoming events, yes, IABCinc.com. You can find, I have an actual tab that says upcoming events, and we're updating it as we go along. So, on the table, on the table is a bag, and that's our thank you to you all for coming out. The information is also on there, and a pen.
Another question. Where could we give donations, or how can we do those?
Okay, so you can actually go online, IABCinc.com, and it's a donate button on there. You can donate there, or it's a telephone number on the back of the card. You can Zelle that number if you would like to donate. Also, if everybody could go on the website, we have a contact page. We would love for you to just ask questions or just submit your information, because it gets downloaded into our system, and we're working from that as well. Also, we love volunteers. If anybody would love to help us, the way we have the program set up right now, we have teachers, we have mental health specialists, and actual coaches that are helping us in the 3 areas. But on some of our events, if someone would like to volunteer, we would love to know that as well via website.
Where's the base?
Oh, we're based out of DC, foreign registered in Maryland. That's business terms, so we get to work in DC and Maryland, but registered with DC.
In a physical location.
We don't have a brick and mortar yet. Soon. It's coming.
What's the contact number?
The contact number. That's my brother, everyone. It's on the back of the card, but it's 202-600-1827. You're welcome. Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Eat up, enjoy, and I'll be walking around. And thank you for everyone coming.
So just talking about IABC, we're excited about it because it really taps into our children, which is our future. Without them, there would be no future. And what I think the program is going to provide is the academic support, spiritual support, mental support for these young athletes so that they can build their careers. One thing we know about athletes is that not all athletes go pro. So all athletes will have to have a job at some point in their life, and I think this program will help them get the academic training, support that they'll need to be successful in life. And we're here for it. If we're not doing it ourselves, then somebody has to do it. So here, we're saving ourselves today. We're out here, we're being supportive, and it's time for you to be supportive as well.